There's a reason why I like the cold so much. I've said it before that I like the cold. There's a reason why I like it so much. The cold is... It's really windy out here too, so it's like a chilling cold right now. And it can get colder, I'll tell you that for sure. It can definitely get colder. But the reason I like the cold is because when you feel the cold, and I like intense, like I like feeling the cold for a long period of time. Because when you feel the cold for so long, the warmth feels better. That's what I like about the cold. The cold is good because the warmth exists. If you were warm all the time, you would just be used to it and you wouldn't know what cold is like. Cold is there to show you what true warmth is like. Think about it with people. Cold people are there to show you what warm people are like. Someone is cold to you, it shows you what warm people are like. You get to see what cold energy is and warm energy is. You get to see who's warm and who's cold. That's just how it is. Who's warm and who's cold. You get to see that. It shows you what type of energy it is. You can't know unless you know both. Can't know one unless you know both. You can't know good without bad. We know this. Yet we find ourselves, for example, overstimulated. You can't know what it's like to be to be stimulated in the right way. Pause. Unless you know what it is to not be stimulated. Because because the reason you're overstimulated from like online stuff and all that is because you're doing the same thing too much. You're doing it too much. You can't know what it is to be confident until you know what it is to be insecure. I can keep going. You can't know what it is to be confident. That's a big one. You can't know what it is to be confident unless you know what it's like to be insecure. You can't know what it's like to be good at something unless you know what it's like to not be good at something. You don't have to actually have the experience. Let's say you've always been good. Let's say you've always been tall, right? You don't know the experience of being short because you never had it. So you're just tall. That's fine. But you can hear from other people what their experience is like. And it's like, if you don't know the experience of being small, you're not going to know that full experience. You're just tall. It's just normal. So you don't feel tall. People can tell you all they want, but you don't feel tall. You're like, I don't feel tall. I don't feel tall. What you talking about? I don't feel tall. You don't feel tall. You don't feel tall. It's like, it's just how it goes. Like, bro, it's just how it goes. You don't know what it's like until you've actually experienced the opposite. You need that experience. You can kind of get a gist, but like you need the experience to really know. So that's why I like being cold. I like being cold because I get to really experience the warmth when it really hits me. Just like being away from people, being away from your loved ones, or being away from the things that you like. Maybe you're in a job you don't like and you're away from your loved ones, or you're away from things that you want to do, or you're away from that fun thing you wanted to do. You're away from the comforting stuff. That's why uncomfortable is at times pretty good, being uncomfortable. Because you get to experience what it's like to be comfortable, to have those things you want. Why do you think being rich and having everything doesn't necessarily make you happy? Because you got it all. What else is there to get? And nothing to strive for. That's why oftentimes people who are in tough positions and got out of them positions end up feeling better because they know what it's like. They know how to manage that. They know that even when they're rich, they still gonna be uncomfortable at times. And they cool with it. They cool with it. They're like, I'm gonna be uncomfortable at times. That's chill. I can be uncomfortable. Bad. I'll be uncomfortable. People in the olden times, they had much more pain and much more uncomfortableness. But for a lot of them, it was too uncomfortable. It's too much of a bad thing. Just like you can have too much of a good thing, you can have too much of a bad thing. If you're always comfortable, then what's up, bro? Like, you always comfortable, what's up? But if you're never comfortable, that's a problem. It's one or the other. If you're too comfortable, it's too much. You get too much and you feel fatigued even. You even feel fatigued from being too comfortable. That's wild. I experienced it today. And for when you're uncomfortable, it just sucks. It's painful. And if you're constantly uncomfortable, it's horrible. But I would say being constantly uncomfortable is most likely better than being constantly comfortable. Because if you're constantly uncomfortable, there might be a small moment where you are comfortable and that'll be the best thing ever. But if you're super comfortable, you'll have a small moment where you're not, and you have small moments where you're not, or where you're uncomfortable. It's just gonna, it's like, okay. So what, bro? I mean, you still have a bunch of comfortable moments, so you're not really worried about it, you know? But I think, like, it's better if you're more uncomfortable. Now, again, I don't mean that you just go out of your way to be uncomfortable, but I mean, like, there are going to be things you do that you don't like to do. That you don't want to do. And it's going to be hard to do them. But your motivation shouldn't be to be like, oh, I want to be comforted, but I'm going to be uncomfortable, so I don't want to do that. You want to be like, okay, this is actually a positive thing. This is going to reward me. Think about the benefits. If you are uncomfortable right now, let's say you don't like the cold. I said I like the cold, not because I like the cold. I don't actually like the cold. I know it's a shocker. I don't like being cold. It's not fun. It's not fun to be cold. It's kind of cold. You know, it's not really that fun to be cold, to be honest. Not gonna lie to you. But I don't want to be warm all the time. I don't like to be too hot. I'm not a big fan of like summer heat that's like so hot. The reason I like to be cold is that feeling of warmth. When I finally get that warmth, it feels so good. When I'm hot but I finally feel cold, I don't feel good about that. I don't know what it is, but if I'm hot and I finally feel cold, I don't feel good because I don't like feeling cold. It's naturally better to feel warm, just in general. Unless it's like super hot. But even then, it's not as bad as feeling cold. Feeling cold is just worse than feeling hot for the most part. But still, I like feeling cold because you can consider that the negative experience, being cold. Right? Warmth is not going to hurt you as much as cold is, just naturally. In the cold, you can get frostbite. In extreme heat, you can get dehydrated. But it's less likely that you're going to have your fingers fall off when you're hot. But in the cold, you can have your whole limbs fall off. So the cold is obviously more dangerous. And it makes sense. And it makes a whole lot of sense that the cold would be more dangerous, just naturally. I mean, come on. But like, I mean, look at the universe. Most of it's cold. And it's dead too. It's cold and it's dead. So what does that say for you? Things that are hot are usually alive in nature. It's just how it is. If it's hot, it's probably alive. If it's cold, it's probably dead. But that's why heat is more a symbol of like life in a sense, I feel like. But even then, it's like you have too much of that heat and it's just like you want a little bit of cold sometimes, you know. And for me, I want the cold because I can be like, okay, let's get this cold for a moment, just a moment, and then let's get to it, bro. Let's get back to the heat. But you need that moment of cold, I feel like, you know. You need that moment of cold. Even if it's for a split moment, you know. You need a little bit of that cold in your life. I'm on a swing right now. Hey, man, that's how we do it sometimes, man. We just be getting on swings. Hey, man, you don't gotta be a kid to get on no swing, bro. I almost weigh 200 pounds. And I'm on this swing. Imagine it just falls. It just breaks. It doesn't have a weight limit listed next to it. I don't see it. I don't see no weight limit. There's also like a rock climbing place here. I mean, it's small, but, you know, it's there. But, like, a lot of us find ourselves in this place where we're, like, overstimulated, right? I feel like you should be walking with me. I didn't say it, but walk with me. Walk with me. It's been a while since I did this, by the way, this series. But walk with me, right? And walking with me is a bigger thing than just working out or something. Oh, just walk and lose some weight. Like, granted, you walk, you're gonna burn some calories, you know, and you do it consistently enough, you're gonna lose some weight. You know what I mean? You're gonna build some muscles too, like in your legs and stuff. But like, it's not about that. That's not why you walk with me. You walk with me because it's that shared experience of like, let's let's go do something that's uncomfortable. You know, my idea is that you walk with me the whole time, or maybe you don't even walk, because we don't walk though every time. By the way, we're on a swing right now. We're not even walking. So like, it's not about the walking necessarily. It's about the experience of just sitting here with me and talking and getting away from the phone. Technically, you're on the phone, don't get me wrong, but still, like, there's other videos on YouTube you're probably gonna watch or elsewhere on the internet. And things you're gonna do that are very overstimulating. And I'm trying to make this not overstimulating because I don't even cut it, by the way. I just kind of talk. It's just a dude talking, so it's less likely to be super overstimulating. You can kind of just like watch, chill, talk about real things. You know, it's just, you need to do that sometimes. And sometimes you need to be alone. Like, if you need to like shut my video off while you walk and you just want to walk alone for a bit, do that. You know, you walking for a little bit, you like, okay, I need some silence. Go to silence. Sometimes I'm recording these, I just stop recording for a bit because I'm like, let me just have some silence for a second. Maybe I stop recording and then record another video after anyway. But it's just like, you gotta get into that vibe of like, let's experience it. Like, granted, I'm sitting here on the swing, super cold. Like, it's not comfortable to be this cold. I feel the wind on me. I'm feeling mad cold, but like I said, I like the cold. A lot of people don't like the cold. I like the heat is cool too. I like the heat too, but I like the cold. I just like it. It doesn't feel good. But that breeze, that like chilling breeze, I feel, I'm like, yes. It's like I feel something, you know? In the heat, you don't feel much, but like when you're in that cold and you're just feeling the wind, and you're like, it's like chilling, and it doesn't necessarily feel that comfortable. It's just like, you know, it's like almost like a knife type feeling. Cold feels like at times, like a knife. Like you feel like there's a knife slicing through you, but at the same time, it's like you're not really getting hurt like that. But I like that feeling of like, I need the warmth, like, I love getting to the point where I just like, I need the warmth. It's not like it's not some masochist thing. But it's like, I want to be able to have a need to run to the warmth instead of just always having it. You know, God sets up your life in a way where He doesn't want you to just be having it easy all the time, because He knows you can't grow from that. It's got to be a little bit hard sometimes. Lessons to be learned. It's not going to be easy. It won't, and it shouldn't be. It's going to be difficult. It has to be. Like, it actually, like, if it isn't, there's a problem. Like, if you have it too easy, then, man, you're going to take it all for granted. He wants you to be grateful for what you have. So that warmth, be grateful for it. That's the biggest thing of it. Like, I feel grateful when I have that warmth again. I go, because you always have it, right? You always have the warmth. I like the feeling of being able to be like, well, I didn't have the warmth for a minute. Let me have it. I didn't have it for a while. Let me have it, bro. And sometimes you deny yourself the warmth. It's called denying yourself and taking up your cross. You deny yourself the warmth. Because you say, man, I'm going to go without the warmth for now. Like, this stuff makes sense. Why do you think that God, you know, like it always mentions in the Bible about, like, you know, fasting. Like, there's always talk of, like, people fasting. And a lot of your churches or biblical teachers are going to be like, oh yeah, we fasted for like this amount of time and blah, 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 blah. Because it helps. It does. You're denying yourself food, and your body is like, I haven't had this food for quite a while. Let me enjoy it when I do have it. Because if you have food all the time, you're going to be like, alright, well, it's kind of whatever. Because you just have it. It's easy. But if you lack it, same with if you lacking on money. Of course, you want to not like too much on money. But like, you don't want to like too much. You don't want to be starving, right? But you want to deny yourself food when you have too much. Because you can be like, okay, well, I don't really eat that much. I don't need to eat that much. I don't need to rest that much. You know, let's say you're resting too much. I don't need to rest that much. I don't need to sleep that much. You know, or if you do need to sleep more, just listen to your body, of course, at that point. But for a lot of us, we're either in two camps. Either we're struggling to even get the bare minimum, or we're living in abundance and we have too much. We can't have too much or too little. There needs to be a balance. So you need to be like, let's have a little bit of struggle, but not so much that we can't handle it. Granted, sometimes you're going to have a struggle that you can't handle without God. And that's to show you that, wait a second, I'm going to need him, right? Because otherwise, why would you need him if you don't need him? You know? Like, why would you need him if you don't need him? One of those is when you feel so empty, you're like, oh, but like people say, like, oh, you know, he will never give you a struggle that you can't handle. In essence, technically, yes. He will not give you a struggle that you can't handle, but he will use your life, and you will be in a position. I'm not going to say he'll put you in that position, but you'll be in a position at some point in your life where you need him. Because if you didn't get into that position where you needed him, you would have never followed him. So, once you're in that position where you need him, that's the time where you will feel the most connected, because you need him. It's not like, oh, I want him. It's like you need him. And that's important to need him. It's very important to need him. It's very easy to be like, I don't need him, but you do. And you want to get to that position where you can. And it's not going to be very nice not most of the time, but some of the time. Especially if you're doing things that aren't very good and you feel guilty about them. But you need to be able to be like relaxed. You know, it's not about being uncomfortable and unrelaxed. You can be uncomfortable and be relaxed. I'm cold right now, but I'm chilling. Literally, and that's a bar. I'm chilling, but I'm also chilling. Bars. And that's how you gotta be. Chill, but also chill. Like, be uncomfortable, but chill. Like, enjoy the uncomfortableness, because it's not gonna be forever. And it's gonna make the good stuff feel even better. That rhymed. But the bad stuff is gonna make the good stuff feel better. And that's why I made this video. Because I wanted to tell you about that. That it's gonna help you, man. For a lot of us that are in one of the opposite, you know, you're in too much comfort, man, get out of your comfort zone a little bit, man. Even if it's a little bit, start with a little bit at a time. Go outside when it's cold, get a little bit cold. You know what I mean? Deny yourself a meal here and there, you know what I mean? You know, just small stuff like that. Maybe deny yourself some pleasures that you wanted. That type of thing. Like I said, one of them being food, but there's other ones too. You know, maybe eat and don't watch something one of these days, you know? Maybe walk, but don't listen to music while you're walking. Or maybe today you want to listen to music while you're walking. I don't know. It doesn't really matter too much, but at the end of the day, you're just choosing to be like, let's do the uncomfortable thing for a bit so we can really, truly enjoy what is good. Enjoy when it is good. That warmth will feel truly like warmth, and it'll feel like the best warmth ever when you're so cold. It will. When you're not hanging out with your friends all the time, you're gonna miss them. You're gonna miss them. When you're not at your job all the time, you're gonna be feeling like, hey, I can do it actually much easier, because that's like uncomfortable for a lot of people. So it's like that's the opposite spectrum, right? You're not there very often. You're like, hey, you know, I actually kind of starting to actually enjoy my time here a little bit, because I'm not even here that often. And if you have to be there often, it's the exact opposite. You get to be like, well, my time off is pretty enjoyable. You know, it goes both ways, man. It goes both ways. It's all about balance. We call that work-life balance. You know, this is like simple stuff, but like we just forget about it because we're too busy like scrolling online. And it's like, it's not about like doing work. I want to make that very clear. It's not about getting busy. It's not about, oh, you're not doing enough stuff, you're not making enough money, you're not doing enough productive things. It's not about that. It's not about being productive when you're not being productive, because you can feel the same way of comfort when you're being productive. You can be productive and comfortable. You can be like productively doing something that's really easy to do and it's very productive, but you do it all the time. That can happen. For me, it would be doing streaming stuff. But not just that, it would be not making videos. That would be the uncomfortable thing. It would be, which is why I started trying to make videos again. It would actually be trying to just make clips, just stream. I'm like, oh, let me just stream. It was easy. It was comfortable. It was doing something. The clips pop off. Don't get me wrong. Some of them clips pop off, but it doesn't take me much effort. You know, it's not difficult. You know what is difficult? Making videos. That's difficult for me. So that's why I'm doing it. Like, you know what's super difficult for me? Editing. It is. I need to be editing, but like, it's so difficult. Because like, I'll sit there and try to edit, and it's like, I just don't feel like it, you know? But like, I know it's important to making those videos. You know? I know it's important, but it's just hard. And it's like, okay, it's difficult, right? What if you do that difficult thing then? What then? It's difficult, but what if you end up doing it? What if you just sit there and actually edit? Sit there, actually edit. And I mean like, you getting it in, you know? Like, for real. Like, you actually editing, bro. It's wild. You know, like, it's wild because it's so scary, but at the same time, you know that there's no reason not to. There ain't no reason not to. Get to it, bro. Get to it. You know it's right, man. You know it's right. You know it's what you should be doing, man. Like, just get out there and do the thing. It's difficult, I know, but like, it's worth it. That hard thing that you don't want to do, it's worth it, man. Usually it is, because you know you need to do it. You know it's best for you. You know it's what needs to be done. You might be scared, but you know deep down that that's good, right? Because it's creative. You know, streaming can be creative. For example, if we're using this example still, right? Streaming can be creative. But the problem is that oftentimes you end up lacking creativity. Like, we consume a lot, and technically streaming is creating, but it's also consuming, you know? At the same time, it's also consuming. Because you're consuming sort of this content, because you're like playing a game or something, right? You're just kind of consuming. It depends on what you're doing. But if you're just playing a game, you're also consuming, well, like, I guess creating. You know? It's like you just went to someone's workplace and just started recording them. It's like, okay. Or you know, it's different. It's like if you were to just, I don't know, watch a YouTube video and someone just came up behind you and was like, alright, man, I'm gonna record you now and make it into clips. That's every reaction channel ever. It's like, that's kind of it, bro. That's why I was doing those, and I wanted to go back to them. That's why I was doing those news videos. It's like, I wanted to update people on the news, you know? So I did those lore reading videos because we can discuss and talk about the lore. That's simple. We can discuss and talk about it. That's just how it is, you know? And that's why I felt so good to make these videos, and videos like this. Videos where I'm just talking about stuff that matters. And even some weird videos like that took a lot of effort. Like some of my videos that most haven't seen because they weren't the ones that got a lot of views, but I spent a lot of effort on them. The ones that got views were the news videos. And those ones were kind of hard to make, but not that hard. Not as hard as the other ones, like my more entertainment-based videos, which are also good because you put effort into those. You're creating art, creativity. Some of those videos would be like my tier list videos, you know, like those ones. It'd also be those other videos that I used to make a lot, which were the, you know, videos where I record gameplay and make funny memes out of it, like a meme type video, or the ones where I would basically just like guess the rank. I think we did that before in Tekken. We did guess the rank. I did like 2 episodes and I stopped because every episode was so difficult to do. It took like a couple weeks just to do it. And another video, or at least like maybe like a week. And then another video that I did was like the Jeff's Burger Bath or whatever. That like little skit video. That took a little too long. It took like 3 days, but still more than I usually. I usually like to get a video done in 1 day, but usually it takes like 2 days. But 3 days ain't bad. I think I should do like 4, but 3 days ain't bad for a video. The current video I'm working on is already taken. I haven't even started editing the video yet because I'm still recording it. But the recording I've done it for like maybe 2 days. So that's something. But I'll get to it. It's fine. I won't tell you what it is just in case I don't upload it, because like I said, I make videos sometimes and I just don't upload them. So I don't know if I'm going to upload it, so I'm not going to tell you all about that, you know. I'll just go ahead and wait on that one, you know. But that's the idea, is what I mean. I was using my own example because it's my channel, but for you it could be any other example, you know. But for the second part of this video, I actually want to talk about something else. I want to talk about the idea of like, you know, grace, gratefulness, and self-respect, self-love. In the sense that a lot of us have gone through a lot of things, and we don't believe we deserve things. No, we don't really, but I mean, we don't believe we believe we don't deserve it. That's what I mean. We believe we don't deserve them. And that can be a slippery slope. It can be a lot of things. You think you don't deserve money. You think you don't deserve success. You think you don't deserve love. You think you don't deserve anything. Maybe you think you deserve negative things. That's also possible. I mean, that's not even only possible, but it's reality for a lot. Where you think you don't deserve those things. Sure sucks. But it's something that I've had experience with too. Most of these things I talk about are things I experienced with in these videos. So, for me, it's been like an idea that I've had, and a lot of people have, like I said, of not deserving of things. You think because of whatever, it could be for many reasons. You could think that it's because of your looks. You could think it's because of your personality. You could think it's because other people told you so. You could just think it. You know, you could just think it. You just think it. You're just like, I don't think I deserve this. But it's not true. It's not that you deserve these things, but like when you have them. First of all, it doesn't mean you don't deserve them. And when you do have them, you have them. Enjoy them. It is worth it. And it's not bad for you to have them. That money, it's not bad. Not just something that I had struggled with was the feeling of the not deserving of love. That I didn't deserve of people loving me. And a lot of us can find that to be one of the bigger things when we feel like we do not deserve His love. That's one of the most dangerous. If you think you don't deserve money, it's dangerous, but it's not that dangerous. It's like not believing that you deserve love. Because love is so important. A lot of it comes from you not loving yourself. You don't think you deserve love because you don't love yourself. You probably grew up where people told you different things. Like I said, one of them being looks. Maybe constantly you've been shown throughout media and different things that a certain look is the right look, right? And you believe you don't fit that look. Maybe you don't fit that specific look. That's an idea. And that can build into you being like, okay, now I have to either fit that specific look, or in general, I have to, because I can't fit that specific look, I am worthless. It just doesn't make any sense. In theory it can, but it doesn't make any sense. Because now you're trying to work with the thought of it. And that in itself doesn't make any sense. Just that notion. That simple notion. That other people's opinion is more important than your own. And not only that, that's more important than God's opinion. That is a problem. Because at the end of the day, you are part of the fun. And you're not going to feel that way unless you understand that's how God sees you. He sees you as, hey, we're not some weirdo loser just showing up like this image that people want of you. That can always change on a whim anyway. And you're not your outside, you're your inside. You don't need to like what they like. You don't need to. You don't need to be who they are. Be who you are. And when people actually do start loving you, if you're in a good place, you will be able to understand why. I said, if they start, but people do. Another thing is we don't look at those who do. We don't even understand those who do. And we don't believe those who do. So first of all, we don't understand that they actually do. And then when we understand that they do, we want to convince ourselves that they don't. It's just a slippery slope like that. That's the slope. So you gotta be confident in yourself and be like, hey, there are people that love you. And it's okay for them to love you. It's okay for them to love you. It's okay for them to love you. You are worthy of that love. The one thing in this life you deserve is love. I was talking about not deserving stuff. That's the only thing you deserve. You have it. Even if the whole world hated you, you would still have it even if the whole world hated you. Because God still loves you. So you got it. You got everything you need. Forget about them hating you. Those who hate you also hate themselves deep down. Just that simple. So keep that in mind. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of care. If someone loves you right now, and they do, not if, people that love you right now, including God, who will always love you, you are deserving of that love. 100% of 100% you are deserving of it. And you will always be deserving of it no matter what. No matter what you do, you're deserving of it. If you do things wrong, are people going to hate you? Sure. Are people going to want to punish you? Sure. But you're still going to be loved. God's still going to love you, even if the whole world hates you, like I said. So keep that in mind, man. Keep that in mind. Because it'll take you through everything, man. And be cold. Be cold for a minute, man. Be cold. Have snot in your nose like me. And struggling to get out, so it makes you talk in a whole nasally voice because the snot won't come out. Have that, man. Feel uncomfortable with your nose. Sniffling and spliffling. You know what I mean? Sniffling and spliffling. Have that in your life. Have that feeling in your life. Good, good. Have that feeling in your life. I was running across the street because I was trying to get over there, man. But have that feeling in your life. Be confident in yourself. Have that feeling. Have that feeling of like, man, I do deserve that. I do deserve love. Forget about what they think. I'm gonna just figure out who really love me, and I'm gonna stick close to them. And guess what? I'm also gonna be a type of person who loves myself and who's gonna be uncomfortable from time to time. Boo-hoo, I'm uncomfortable. Deal with it. Be uncomfortable, man. I'm cold right now, but I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I'm about to go get some warmth. So, yeah. Either way, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, dislike if you didn't like, I guess. And subscribe for more of these type of videos if you want to. Thanks for walking with me. I have another channel that exists, gaming type stuff. I was talking about it earlier. But anyway, that being said, hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you when I see you. If I see you, in peace, my friend.